Is a Belgian Malinois the right breed for you? I'm going to say yes, and I'm going to say no. How am I able to say yes and no? Well, it just depends on the individual and what they understand about this breed and the reason why they want this breed. Now, if you are looking for protection, if you're looking for sports, if you're looking for a very active dog and you have an active lifestyle, then of course this will be the dog for you. If you don't have an active lifestyle and you're just simply trying to find a pet that's going to be around the house, then I'm going to say no. Now, everything about this dog is very contradicting because I am a dog communicator and human educator, and I would tell people is that we have dominion over animals. This puppy right here, at being a puppy, is very important to expose this puppy to the things that I want it to be exposed to at a young age, because I want the dog to be a certain way when it gets older. Now, the question will be is that what if I have kids? Now, I tell people is that a Belgian Malinois is the worst dog to have around kids, but then they also can be the best dog to have around kids. Now, this is the thing. At such a young age, I teach the puppy to be around kids. I teach the puppy, the things that kids do, how loud they are, how fast they run. And I'm there to work with the dog, right? I don't want the dog or puppy to never witness how fast kids can run and how loud they are at an older age, because that can make them uncomfortable. And when they're uncomfortable is when you have lash outs like biting, growling, and, basically trying to put a kid in their place. So I would tell you that if you're going to get a Belgian Malinois, just make sure that they've had a lot of kid interactions and see how they are with kids. If you get an adult dog, just make sure that they've had that type of training and that upbringing. The upbringing is very important. If they haven't had that upbringing, then of course they're not gonna be used to all the fast movements, the loud activities, etc. Now, I will say if you get a puppy and you go through a training program, or you understand the training aspect of training when it comes to this animal, you see how she just want to just get out my arm, she just want to play. She knows for a fact that this is the area that we play ball in, etc. So her brain is just going there. And that's the thing with these guys, is that if you don't teach them at a young age that these are things that they're supposed to be familiar with, then it will get, kind of crazy and hectic. So even with this puppy, I need to just spend time with her, just being. She's want to bite in that leash. She thinks she's going to go after that ball. I'm just going to spend some time with her, just simply just being, okay? Because her brain is going a million miles per hour, and she wants to do something. She wants to do something. But in my book, Understanding the Dog's Mind Through Survival and Comfort, I have a rule that's called the 100 to 101 rule. It's the rule that says that if a dog does something 100 times, I'm there 101 times to stop it and let the dog know, like, hey, this is not the time for that. Or if you do a behavior or make the dog do a behavior and you want the dog to continue that behavior, you have to apply the 100 to 101 rule, meaning that I didn't tell you anything else. I want you to do what I want you to do, but I am a good payer. And you see her brain, she's saying, hey, I just want to tug, I just want to do whatever. But it's my job to let her know, like, hey, this is not the time for that. And I have to be able to control this state of mind. I have to let her know that this isn't acceptable. And when your brain is getting so rambunctious, you don't get the lash out. This is a puppy, that was a small lash out. If she was an adult, it would be a lot worse. So a lot of people ask, are these dogs hard to train? But in all actuality, you got both standpoints. You have people that says they're the easiest dogs to train, and you got people that says that they're the hardest dogs to train. Why is this such a controversy in the training area when it comes to dogs, in the training realm when it comes to dogs, like the Belgian Malinois? It's because they desire so much that if you know what you're doing, then you're able to teach them anything in this world, because they want a lot. A dog that wants and desires a lot, you could teach them whatever because they desire a lot. A dog that don't desire much, it's hard to train them to do almost anything, right? Because they don't want much. You say, hey, if you do this for me, if you show me this behavior, I give you something, they're like, I don't want it. And that's the difference. But it also can be a hard thing for people, is because the Belgian Malinois they're so distracted and they're so prey driven and prey oriented that a lot of people don't know what it looks like to stay at that pace or be able to mentally challenge this dog to get to a certain point. But once again, is that can make them the hardest dog to train for somebody. So I'm back on the fence. They're the easiest dog to train and they're the hardest dog to train. But what makes it easy is when you understand the breed, and then you understand what it takes to actually get the dog to perform the behaviors that you want and go through a system that allows that dog to really understand what you want. The communication is all about the relationship that you have with the dog. So you most definitely could be an owner that utilizes this dog for what his capabilities are and, basically own a dog of this caliber. I tell people that in order to get a Belgian Malinois or to have a Belgian Malinois, you got to have one or two things. You're really into the mental aspect of a dog and really understand the controlling aspect of a dog, or you're an active owner that wants to do sports or protection or some form of exercise and lifestyle, with the dog like this. So these dogs thrive for knowing that they have a job, and when they have a job, it's easier to turn them off because that's the mode that they say that, hey, if I'm going to be turned off, it's going to be in these time frames of being in a house, etc. But in the back of their mind, they know that they have a when, where, and why they do their job, and that's what keeps their sanity. But if you're an owner that don't really understand the Belgian Malinois and you just want a house pet, this is not the house pet because they can get very, very irritated and frustrated, and this, for some reason, because this dog is such a super dog, they can go in the right direction or they can go in the left direction. The left direction is the wrong direction. That means that this dog can be extremely nervy, and what that means is that this dog has the capability of being a very anxious and codependent dog, just because the way that they brain work. And if you don't train the right way, then yes, you're going to get the dog that the trainer tells you that, hey, this is not good. But on the flip side, they can be the best dog if you raise the dog the right way and you go in the right direction, you know what I'm saying? And this dog can be the best dog.